They wanna know about Islam, we'll give them da'wah. They wanna know what a Muslim does, we'll give them da'wah. When they wanna hate on our deen, we'll give them da'wah.
كن فريدا عش بفخر في الحياة لا تبالي.
Accurate as far as the charges were concerned, and he was rightly convicted. He was put in jail and then he was deported. Right? Now, up to that point, Abdullah Faisal was not charged by recruiting people for terrorism. He was exiled to Jamaica. I read his history. And then in Jamaica, he was recruiting people online, which is what he is on trial for. What these individuals, people like James and others like him, Islam haters, Islamophobes, or my haters, or hate, you know why these people hate me? Because they see me as a strong voice for Islam, at least in the park. He's laughing, but he's spending hours standing here. He's trying to put me in bad light. So now it's clear that I condemn terrorism, extremism. I have been for the last 10 years since my talks have been recorded. Anyone go and open the pages of my speeches or transcripts or my videos, you will see what I think of terrorism and extremism. I condemn extremism and terrorism across the board, whether it's white extremism, whether it's Western governments doing extremism and terrorism in Iraq, 1 million people dead. Okay, in Afghanistan, hundreds of thousands of people dead. I condemn that. I condemn Muslim extremist terrorist response to it as well. I believe there are ways to respond. Jihad is not terrorism. I don't believe that. I believe jihad is a noble concept, and that does not mean terrorism. Jihad does not mean killing of innocent people. Jihad means defending the oppressed. Jihad means supporting the victims. It's a struggle for good. It's a struggle for justice. And I'm finishing right now. So now it is clear that in 2003, by the way, when I was, how old was I? 25. I had only been practicing for 2 years. I became a practicing Muslim in 2001. It was in 2001 when I started praying. And even then, I had little knowledge of Islam. Little knowledge. I didn't read any books. I had no idea. And in 2003, I had little awareness what Islam is. Even if it's me. Even if it's me in the footage. First of all, it's not clear it's me. I cannot be seen in the footage. I'm saying here categorically, it doesn't sound like me. It's not my voice. But even if it happened to be me, I knew little about Islam. I was only a child, a baby in Islam. I studied for the last 15 to 16 years. And by 2010, my views on Islam were very clear. I had come out publicly. I condemned all forms of extremism and terrorism. And when you're a student, when you're growing, it is Islam that made me the way I am right now. My views are formed and shaped by Islam. I believe extremism is abhorrent. I believe terrorism is abhorrent. And it is one of the worst things that happened to humanity. And this is because of Islam. So this is all my responses. Now I don't know what this guy is going to say, and it's your turn. Go ahead. Okay. You have a fair chance to say what you want to say. Okay. Now these statements you're going to read, number one, this script is not my. These are not my statements. I'm not aware of what Abdullah Faisal has said. I haven't listened to all his talks. I don't know what the hell he was saying in different places. What he's going to try to do, he's going to read his statements and he's going to say, "You support." I never supported him. I'm telling you categorically, I do not support him. I never supported his extremist views. I will never support him. In fact, if anything, I believe he's a criminal who has a hand in the murders of innocent people, and he should be dealt with accordingly. If he's guilty, it's a big if he's guilty, then he should be put on trial, and justice should be done in his case. Any statements he has made, I have nothing to do with them. That's it. I have nothing to do with them. I never supported him. I do not support him. I will never support him.
Okay. All right then. So the evidence that I want everyone to look at is, as Adnan admitted, online. You go to YouTube and you search Abdullah Faisal Adnan Rashid, okay? And you watch the video.
For the sixth time.
I didn't interrupt you for at least 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
You can go to YouTube and you can watch the videos for yourself.
It's good
and
to clarify.
you will see in those videos Abdullah Faisal in the video. He has just finished giving a lecture to a hall of people, And then at the end of it, a man who is Adnan Rashid speaks, and he says, this Adnan Rashid, he says, excuse me, can you ask your...
Can you make it clear?
What do you mean? Can I ask what? He's a grown man.
I have my own.
Do you think I own him?
All
You think I own him?
Okay, you can fine.
They are simply reacting to your stupidity.
Okay, so
You're making a laughing stock.
Okay, all you need to do is go onto YouTube, look at
making
the
a
evidence
joke of
yourself,
yourself.
look at Abdullah Faisal, search Abdullah Faisal, Adnan Rashid, and watch the video.
For the seventh time, for the seventh time.
No, don't interrupt me.
Somebody
Adnan.
give me a pen.
And then all you need to do is that you'll hear distinctly Adnan Rashid's voice,
Got you.
and you will also hear someone at the end of the lecture calling out to the person who's just spoken and saying, "Hey Adnan."
Yeah, hey, Adnan,
okay?
you there.
And so about what Adnan Rashid has just said, okay? I
Okay,
think
let him,
the
and let's see.
illuminating-
He's going to repeat it
the
again.
illuminating
like a
statement.
broken record, this, bro.
Like Adnan has spoken for about 10 minutes or 5 minutes. The illuminating
going,
statement
bro.
here
Keep
is when towards the end he said,
going, bro.
even if that was me,
on,
I was very young and I had just started
If,
Islam.
if,
okay?
if.
And so this is a
Do you know English language?
This
Do
is
you know English language?
This is
Are
a
you English,
concealed
James?
admission. This
Does
is
he look
a
English?
veiled
Does he look English?
admission, okay?
He looks English, right?
This is a veiled admission.
I assume your language is English.
He would no, don't interrupt me, Adnan. He would have no need to make this and even if it was me statement. If he was genuinely innocent, okay? So
Why don't you ask me? Why don't you? I'm standing in front of you.
I have already asked you, and you've already lied. And people
Lied?
lied.
Lied?
Don't interrupt.
Okay, I've lied. How?
People will see how you have lied by watching the evidence for themselves.
Do you know my
okay?
statements? Do you know my statement for the last 10 years? For the last 10 years.
Okay, I'm getting to that.
Yes.
Okay?
He knows.
And so,
I want to hear his views on my statements for the last 10 years. Okay.
Adnan Rashid has paid lip service to saying I denounce terrorism and so on and so forth.
Since when?
But
Since when?
For,
How long?
For 10 years. Okay.
Why?
But
Why
I
would-
want-
why would
no,
Adnan
don't
Rashid
interrupt
do
me,
that?
Don't interrupt me.
But-
How long did I give you?
Okay.
Have some manners. Anyway, so what we need to do.
So,
is we
so,
need
so,
to
no,
have
no, no, no,
manners.
wait.
No, Adnan, how long have I
In
given
the
you?
footage
How long have
where I
given
cannot
you?
be seen,
Okay, so just
I am definitely me.
We're just going to shout over each other.
No, okay.
Is that what we're going to do? We're just going to shout over each other.
Okay, you finish. You
Okay,
finish.
so what people need
to be fair,
imagine-
let him finish.
people
To
need-
be fair, to be fair.
People need to imagine. Imagine if I used to be a member of National Action, a neo-Nazi terrorist organization. Imagine,
you probably are.
imagine I
probably are, bro.
supported those
I wouldn't be
people.
surprised.
Imagine I supported those people.
You probably do, bro.
And then, over the next 10 years,
yeah.
there was
you
another terrorist organization that arose,
you were part
and
of,
then,
right?
and then when someone released a video denouncing that new
No, but this
terrorist
is-
organization, I sent a message
I'm
to
gonna
that
finish.
person
Yeah.
saying, take this down.
did you?
Okay? This is what Adnan Rashid did to Imran Mansour, aka Dawa Man. When Dawa Man released a video denouncing ISIS in 2016, Adnan Rashid sent a message to Imran Mansour saying, take this down. How do you know that?
How do you know that?
Because both of you have admitted to it. And,
No,
and,
what
and
did
the
I
texts
admit?
have,
What
and
did-
the texts have been shown.
No,
People can
no.
look-
What did
people-
I admit to?
People can
What
look
did
into
I
it.
admit to?
I'm getting to it.
Okay, he's getting to
and
it.
So, when Adnan Rashid was called out on this, the way he explained himself is that he said, oh, the reason why I told Imran Mansour to take it down is because I was worried he would not do a good enough job, and I wanted ISIS to be denounced properly. And people
So
can-
that means
people
I am
can
actually
think-
against
No,
ISIS.
No, people can.
I'm publicly saying
No.
I'm against ISIS,
People get
and he
that,
reads
right?
something
No,
else
you
into
get
it.
that, right?
He reads something
No,
else into
no,
it.
because that's
Okay,
a flimsy
so you're
excuse.
admitting
That is
flimsy
flimsy.
excuse
Yes.
when I'm saying scholars should be denouncing ISIS.
Everyone should be denouncing
My
ISIS.
flimsy
You
excuses,
don't need to
can
be
you
a
see the
scholar
twisted-
to denounce ISIS? Do you understand that? It's something that anyone with human decency can
He's shaking.
do.
Why are you shaking?
Because you just said something appalling. You said.
And you started shaking?
You said,
Why am I not shaking?
You said
I should be
something
shaking.
appalling. You said.
I should
that-
be shaking.
You said.
Why are you shaking?
That someone has to be a scholar to denounce ISIS.
why are you shaking?
That is false.
Why are you
Anyone
shaking?
can denounce ISIS.
Your bubble has been burst.
Now.
Your bubble has
Finally,
been burst.
The final point.
The final point. The final point.
Yes. Final point is that Adnan Rashid claimed ignorance about who Abdullah Faisal was.
What about my 10-year statement?
About who Abdullah Faisal was
Yeah.
in 2003. He said this man was later on convicted. But the
No, in
truth is-
2003.
But the truth is, in 2003, he was arrested because tapes of his lectures were in circulation where he told people things like,
That's not.
Yeah, but why are you reading his statements? He's not here.
people know.
And I don't support his statements.
so that people
Why are you
can
reading his
hear.
statements?
What Abdullah Faisal said- what Abdullah Faisal said was,
But who cares what he said?
those who want to go
But
to
who
Jannah
cares?
Paradise,
Let him read.
It's easy. Those who want to go to Jannah paradise, it's easy. Just kill a kafir.
We condemn that.
unbeliever.
Condemn it.
By
We
killing.
condemn it.
Then why were you in Abdullah Faisal's lecture?
It wasn't me.
It was
You dimwit.
You're a liar.
It wasn't
You're
me.
a liar.
You moron.
No, you're a liar.
It wasn't me.
People can check for themselves.
Sorry.
By killing that kafir unbeliever,
no point.
you have purchased your ticket
Are you-
to paradise.
Are you a retard?
Okay.
Are you a retard? I'm serious about. No. Are you actually a retard?
Excuse me.
I just told you I condemn.
Calm down.
I condemn all these. He's still reading them.
The reason why I read out these statements of Abdullah Faisal is because
I just told you. I told you what I think of them.
That Abdullah Faisal said things like this. It is well known that he was a hate preacher. Your excuse.
He's neither my grandfather, nor my cousin, nor my uncle.
Your excuse that, oh, I wouldn't have known in 2003 who
Yeah,
he
the Sheikh,
was.
wait,
Your excuse that I would, even if I was
This
there.
is good to once and for all.
Adnan
Once
is
and for all.
making the excuse that even if I was there.
Are you finished?
No.
Okay.
And
How long?
By the way,
How long?
you have interrupted me far longer than I interrupted you. I gave you
shit,
10.
bro, that's why.
I gave you 10 straight minutes. And
You keep
can't
saying the
contain
same
yourselves.
things.
No.
For the last-
Yeah, and these are. And
You're
this-
wasting my time. You're wasting my
You're
time.
wasting
I've
our
made it
time
very
as well.
clear.
Have you got
You should
anything
have just
else?
admitted.
Anything
You should
else?
have
Have you got
complete-
anything else, bro?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I'm not finished making my point.
Okay.
The point is that your excuse that you would not have known who Abdullah Faisal is and that you would have just been in his
I still
lecture
don't know.
theatre
I
with-
still don't know.
Yes, you do. And so,
Do you know what?
because you were in his lecture.
Do you know him?
So,
Do you know him?
Not personally, but you do because you're in
How
his
do you know?
lectures.
How do you?
Because people can.
How do you know I know him personally? How do you
Because
know?
you're in his lectures.
How do you know that?
Because there's
How
a
do you know
video of you.
that? Because there's a
Because
video
there's
where
a
that cannot
video.
be seen.
Where you can hear your voice.
But there's a video. Okay,
Everyone.
there are
everyone,
videos.
Everyone.
There's a video. There's a video where I cannot be seen. But there are hundreds of
Everyone,
videos where
if
I
I'm a
can be
liar,
seen.
if-
I don't exist there.
If I'm a
I don't
liar,
exist in those
then
videos.
Everyone, just go to YouTube and check the
We know
video
Adnan
yourself.
for the last 10 years. And we know you from the last.
You don't need to
Living
trust.
here.
The
We
point
know.
is, you do not
We know
need to
you, bro.
trust either
We
of
know
us.
you.
Don't trust me.
We know your
Don't trust
character.
him.
We
Go
know
to
the
the
Adnan's
evidence.
character.
The evidence can be found on
Wait.
YouTube.
Okay,
Go
wait
to
a minute.
YouTube.
Wait, we're summarizing.
Search Abdullah Faisal.
Wait, no. Wait. It's
Go to
Mr. Sheikh. One
Search
second.
Abdullah Faisal,
Right.
Adnan Rashid, and you'll be
Okay.
able to see the
Okay.
evidence
Okay,
that
write
he
it
is a
down.
liar
Write
and
it
he's a
down now.
supporter of
Write it
Abdullah
down.
Faisal.
Write it down.
Now,
Okay.
I want to finish.
Have
the
you
point.
have you given
I
this?
want to finish the
Have
point
you
because
given
you
this
keep
information to the
interrupting me.
authorities?
You want to keep.
Have you given this information to the
I'm gonna
authorities?
make my
Why not,
point.
bro?
I am a British citizen. I live in London. Have you given this information to the police? Have you given it? Have you given this information to the police?
The point
Why
is,
not?
It's a valid question, right?
you're saying you
Have
do not know who Abdullah
Okay,
Faisal is.
okay,
Abdullah
wait.
Faisal is
Wait,
a known hate
wait,
preacher.
wait.
Everyone
Yeah.
who was in his lectures knew
James,
he preached.
James, I'll make it easy, man.
Everyone who
My
was
God.
in his lectures.
I'll make it easy for you. Have
And so,
you gone to the police?
The fact that you were
Have
in
you
his
gone to the
lectures-
police?
You were in his lectures.
He's not answering my question.
And more than that, he was one in his lectures. Two, he was telling Muslims, we must support our brother. It is very easy to
you said it.
receive
What
the
you
good
said
knowledge. No, because it's in the
Because you
evidence.
said it, bro.
Everyone,
said it.
everyone. The
Have you
final
been to the
point-
police?
The final point.
Have you been to the
No,
police?
No, I'll give it to you. The final point.
Why-
This is my summary. The final point.
No, you're not.
Go
It
to
works.
the evidence. The evidence you can search on YouTube and search Abdullah Faisal Adnan Rashid. And so you can see whether I'm a liar or whether he is a liar. And I'm not afraid because I know that honest people will look at the evidence and they will see that it is he who is a liar. Okay. That's it. Yeah, Kalas, Gaddafi.
Khalas Qadafis. Whatever that means. Whatever that means.
No, you like
Okay.
Arabic.
Okay.
You like
Okay.
Arabic.
Now, obviously, he's desperate.
that's
It's
it.
clear.
You can
It's
repeat
clear.
yourself
Okay,
now
okay.
if
No,
you
no,
want.
no, no, no. It's my turn. It's my
I've given
turn.
the evidence. That's it.
If you truly,
You don't need me
if he
anymore.
truly
Everyone
believed,
here is equipped to check for themselves whether I'm right or whether
am I
Adnan
talking
Rashid
or
is
you're
right.
talking?
Okay,
Everyone
Sherlock
else,
Holmes.
Am I?
you can
Am I?
listen to him if you want.
Of course.
But I would recommend
Okay,
you check
Sherlock.
the evidence.
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes.
Check the evidence and you'll see he's a liar.
So,
I'm right.
so I have 2 points to make before you go. Before you go.
That's it. I've given my case.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
No.
Because
No,
there's
no,
nothing
no.
else to say.
Previously.
Everyone here can check the evidence.
Okay. Go.
You don't need me.
Go.
That's fine.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Go. Thank you.
You can put
Thank you.
I've given the evidence, and people can check the evidence. I am leaving it to people with.
You said you were going.
And I trust in people with honesty.
You said you were leaving.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're leaving. Thank you. Okay. Now, there's a reason why we have people like this.
Dipshit.
Or I don't want to use those unpleasant words. Words. People like this have an agenda. Him, Steve, and there are other individuals in the park. I believe they are paid. They are paid by someone to come and throw bad light on Islam, Muslims, Muslim speakers. But I'll tell you this much: they will not succeed. Now, because previously they couldn't defeat us in debates, in discussions, in dialogues, in intellectual interactions, they couldn't defeat us in that. Now they are resorting to cheap tactics. If there is no evidence or nothing that exists to put these people in bad light, invent it. When evidence doesn't exist, try to invent it. And when you have invented it, assume that it's true. Okay, despite all the odds against them. I asked him a very simple question. How many of my talks have you listened to for the last 10 years? And he goes, for the last 10 years, I was just making excuses. I was pretending to be a moderate Muslim. Why? When I'm not. Okay. In a video where I cannot be seen, and they are alleging that it's my voice, they have already believed that it's definitely me.
Which was also edited.
Which is very, very odd. Very odd. I cannot be seen. It's my voice allegedly, which clearly sounds doctored, especially with what we have today, technology with, when you can mess up the voice and match the voices. They have already assumed him and other Islam haters in the park, they've assumed it's me. Okay. Now, and when I tell them to watch my lectures for the last 10 years, they've assumed it's not me. Even though it's me talking, it must be the spirit talking there. It can't be me, right? Which is very odd. On top of that, if they truly believe this evidence, they would have gone to the police. Go to the police. I'm asking them to go to the police. Let the police handle this case and see what they tell you. They will slap them on the face. The coppers, the police will slap them on the face. You idiots. Yeah, you wasted our time. You wasted the time of the state and the taxpayers' money, right? So the point is, there is a reason why these haters keep coming up with these ideas and these erroneous things. We are very clear on terrorism, on extremism. We do not stand with any Muslim extremist. Why? Why? Is it to appease the West? Is it to appease the Western governments? Is it to appease Islam haters? No, we don't care about these people. I don't care about Western foreign. In fact, I believe some of the biggest terrorists on the planet are Western politicians. This is what my view is. Call it radical, call it extreme, call it what you like. This is what I believe in, and I stand by it. Some of the biggest terrorists and extremists on the planet are Western politicians. The only difference between them and an ISIS terrorist is that the ISIS terrorist, when you look at him, he looks scary. He looks scruffy. Some really scruffy looking guy in the desert with a Kalashnikov, right, with an AK-47. When you look at the other terrorist, you will see him in a suit with a tie, speaking very eloquently in the British Parliament or the American, Congress, okay, addressing the masses and justifying murder, not only murder, mass murder, genocides. What happened in Iraq? Tony Blair, look at Tony Blair. He's walking around. The irony is these individuals, hypocrites like this, the one who was talking to us earlier, they don't have anything on Tony Blair. When you ask them, what did Tony Blair do? They will say, they'll shrug the shoulders. Oh, that was politics. That was wrong decisions. You're talking about over 3 million lives. To this day, Iraqis are paying for Iraq war, which was defended by Tony Blair in the British Parliament. He single-handedly is responsible for causing what happened in Iraq. To an extent that Jeremy Corbyn, who is the leader of the Labour Party right now, he even stated that Tony Blair deserves to be on trial for war crimes. He needs to be in Hague. So the point is, there is clear hypocrisy here. Okay, people like me condemn extremism and terrorism across the board, whether it's Western politicians, whether it's a ragtag militia in the Middle East somewhere. If they are killing innocent people, they are killing innocent people. Islam is against that. Islam has a defense mechanism. Don't get it wrong. There is a defense mechanism. Muslims are not a people who believe that if someone slaps your one cheek, turn the other. We don't believe that. We don't believe that. We believe in defending ourselves. But in that defense, there are rules, there are regulations, there are boundaries you cannot cross. Killing innocent people, terrorism is that boundary Muslims cannot cross. This is what we believe in. We're not extremists and terrorists. And that's it. Khalas and Khuda Hafiz.